My name is Alex Ross, and I want to talk about one of my favorite sports, football. According to Sportiology, it's the most watched sport in America, for good reason. People love the physicality of the game, with players hitting each other over and over and over again, play after play after play. But they also love the mental aspect of the game, where opposing teams try to outduel one another by picking the perfect offense and defensive plays to run. It's almost like a chess game, where you have to think moves ahead to figure out your end goal. But now, there have been certain rules to try to pursue the safety of players. And these rules cut down on the physicality, which hurts the game of football as a whole. These new rules include the overtime rule, the targeting rule, and the roughing the passer rule. And while these new rules may look good on paper, they don't have the greatest execution. The first rule is a new overtime rule. The overtime rule is where, originally, after a team was tied for 4 quarters, they would go into an extra period of 15 minutes to try to break that tie. Now, it's been cut from 15 minutes to 10 minutes. And this hurts the game because now that they've lost 5 minutes, there's more ties. And if you're a fan or a player, you don't want to tie, you want to win. You want this definitive outcome to that game. And now that hurts. That is impacted by this new rule. The other thing it does is it cuts down on gameplay. If you're a viewer of the game, you want to watch as much as you can. But now there's 5 less minutes, and so you don't get to watch. Overall, the new overtime rule hasn't affected the NFL greatly. The second rule is the new targeting rule. Targeting is explained by NFL operations as that you cannot hit someone with the top of your helmet, or you cannot hit a defenseless player, meaning they are falling or are not in control of their body, in the head or neck area with forcible contact. This is a great idea on paper because it helps prevent concussions, but it's not consistently called. Last Sunday, Alvin Kamara for the New Orleans Saints was hit in his helmet by a player who used the top of their helmet to hit him. But it wasn't called targeting, while other instances before, like this instance, were called. And for a rule to become good, they need to be called consistently well for players and people to accept the rule. It also takes too long to review. A normal rule, you want to watch as much gameplay as quickly as possible, but the targeting rule takes about 5 minutes to review if they correctly called it or not. This flips away from gameplay. And now people might flip away the TV and take down the views of this channel, of this program, and that would hurt. And that would hurt this television. That would hurt the program and the game itself. And the NFL would lose money because of this. Overall, the targeting rule is a great rule on paper, but it's not executed very well. Lastly, the roughing the passer rule is very confusing. The original rule is that you cannot hit a quarterback after he throws the ball at least 2 or 3 seconds after that. But you can also not hit a quarterback in his head or too low in his legs. So originally it made a very small window for you to hit. Now, you also can't land on him with your body weight, which is very hard to do. If you've ever tackled somebody, you would know that your momentum takes you and drives your opponent into the ground, landing on him with your body weight. But now you can't do that, which is very confusing, and players don't understand how to avoid that. Everyone also hates it, and for a new rule to be accepted, people have to like it. Players and fans have voiced their disapproval of this rule, and have made this rule one of the worst rules to come into date. Overall, these new rules have negatively impacted the NFL. The rules of the overtime being decreased by 5 minutes, the targeting rule just being inconsistently called, everyone hating the roughing the passer rule. They have just not worked out in the NFL's favor and made viewers not love the game as much as they used to. This game was one of the best to watch, but over the last couple years, it has decreased the physicality and made people stop loving the game they used to love so dearly. Overall, the new rules in the NFL have not had a good effect on them, and maybe they should do away with these rules to preserve the greatness of the game.